Hi, my name is Tina Collier, and I'm going to be addressing English language learners in the 5th grade classroom. We're going to be reading Glass Slipper, Gold Sandal, A Worldwide Cinderella by Paul Fleischman. So English language learners have different levels of comprehension. So some might have stronger reading skills than others. Some might have better English skills, but not very good reading skills. So what I wanted to do with this activity is kind of use the cognitive academic language learning approach, or CALLA method, which focuses on content, academic language, and learning strategies. We're going to be addressing LAFS.5.RL.1.AP.1a. This is refer to details and examples in text when explaining what this text says explicitly. So what we're going to do first is read the text aloud with students. We're going to talk about main idea before we read, and then while we're reading, I'm going to address familiar words and phrases, and then ones that are unfamiliar or are complex. So I want to make sure students understand the story itself so that they're able to get the main idea and the theme out of it. Once we've finished reading, I'm going to put students in groups of 2 to 4. I'm going to print out illustrations and text separately. And each group is going to get the same, so they'll have the same text and illustrations. So using clues in the text, they're going to match the illustrations to the correct text. I'm going to walk around the classroom, provide support. I'm going to ask students to see if they can find the text that goes with the correct illustrations, but I want them to underline or highlight the reason that they thought that text goes with that. So I want them to find explicitly why this text matches those illustrations. Once they're done, I'm going to ask students how they determined which texts belong to each illustrations. I want them to give me examples from the text, verbatim if possible. That's why it's important for them to highlight or underline so that they can go back to that when we're talking about it after the activity. This activity itself is using not just social language skills, it's also using academic language skills. And they're using or practicing learning strategies that they're going to need to use in future classrooms. They're going to need to use things like context clues to find, words that match the pictures. They're also going to need to be able to summarize what the text says. So once the discussion's over, they can go back and tell me about why they thought something matched to something else. The rubric for this is going to be judging if they correctly identify the illustrations that go with the text. It's also going to judge if they're underlining the correct parts of the text that match the illustrations. We're going to be looking at their rationale. I want to know if they chose something and it makes sense, I'm going to give them points for that. Also, I'm going to be judging their discussion. I want to make sure that the students are interacting verbally with me. It's important to have the talking and the social skills involved, because the language itself is what we're practicing here with English language learners. Each section gets 3 points at most, and we're going to multiply that by 5 to get a total point, 60 points. Thank you for listening to my talk.